Welcome and welcome back, everybody, to the OK Grognard Show. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, 2026, just after 10 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. We're going to do ourselves a post-Gary Con show, bit of a wrap-up, so please wear your safety belts and keep your hands and arms inside the car at all times. The thing about these shows is I show a lot of pictures. If you're catching this on the audio only afterwards, it's going to be a little underwhelming. So please do. I post the pictures on Facebook, on Twitter, on a whole bunch of different social media platforms. So, just look in the show notes on YouTube on the in the description and find the one of your choice. There's a whole bunch of them. The new Substack is not a place for those. I'm kind of using that for some more in-depth articles, 3 of which I've posted January, February, or beginning of February. It was early. And I'll post more of those in the future, but I'm not going to flood the zone with all of the stuff I post on other social media. Anyway, what do we got here? I think if I do this, I can look at my Instagram feed, which is cool. I took over 250 pictures, so you would be well pressed to... Wait, who's this here? Oh my goodness, the Vince himself. He's in the chat right now. And that's his beautiful daughter, Marcy. She said hi to 1,000 people. There's Mike. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you at the con, too. There's Jeff Leeson on the right there. There's Sonia. Now, she runs the Wizard of Lake Geneva, Gary Gygax exhibit, and is also a docent at the Geneva Lake Museum. So go check that out anytime you're in town. That's well worth seeing. Look at that. Is that Monica and William up from Chicago? They could only make it up for a day. Sadly, just a single day. There's a buddy of theirs that they introduced me to. I put him in the picture, but I'm sorry if I didn't tag you in there. My apologies. Anyway, this is one of the things. You see a lot of old friends and new friends and local friends and gamers of all stripes. Here's a cool picture of a 3D dungeon, the board game board. Notice the different levels. It's all, and the cards fit right inside the rooms and everything, so it's kind of expanded. It's as large a one as you need. And I'll tell you what, this, to me, is the thing that you can't get anywhere. You can visit friends. You can game with people all over the place, and I think many of us do when we can, right? And I love that about Gary Con. But what always impresses me are things like this dungeon board game expanded board, because you don't see that. You don't see that a lot of places, maybe almost anywhere else. And when somebody runs a game on this, especially when somebody brings their kids to the table and they're introducing them to gaming, and they see something like this with the miniatures out and a whole dungeon, it's very, very cool to them. And it gets them into the hobby. There's a 3D model for 28 millimeter figures of the Moat House. Now that gets played in every year at Gary Con. It's a beaut. There's a Dragon Strike game. We've got dragons out there that are in combat with each other. Every player takes a dragon and goes out. They have, it's almost like It's not like fighting this, guys. You'll have to look up the rules to figure out exactly what it's like. But you can imagine on a big old combat with 6 dragons out on the board. And then, of course, tanks. Tanks. There's still some old school military wargaming going on at Gary Con, which you can still observe or join in and see what it's like. Find out where the hobby started. Vince says he'll be running the 3D dungeon board game again at the next Dragon Games here in Lake Geneva. Oh, that's fantastic. You had such a good time with that. And you ran it right at the museum too, right? So people can be over there checking that out and join in that game. Here's my friend Linda Elliott. She's wonderful. Her father got a hold of this. Somebody made a giant expanded Kingmaker board, and they took the, from a little board game with hexes and chits, little half-inch by half-inch cardboard denoting the different figures, the different nobles during the War of the Roses. And somebody took that, exploded the board, made it much bigger, and then replaced all the chits with 3D figures for each house, each noble. So you've got all the Lancastrians and all of the Starks, the Yorkists. And, you look at this. It's just wonderful. Can you imagine playing on this board? I took a picture right after she told me that the plague in London just wiped out 3 nobles, because there are event cards, and all that stuff's happening all the time. What else? Let's pop one more. Oh, of course, there's a memorial. There's a memorial table for Gary. There's his desk. Some a looping picture montage of his life. Of course, his Hawaiian shirts, beautiful desk pictured, drawn of Gary. Dices, and off to the side, a little place with pictures of others we've lost. Jim, Janelle, many, many more. That all passed. Tim Cask, of course, gone too soon as well. And the Table of Honor honors those who gamed with us in past. So get out. Get in some gaming. Get in some gaming while you have a chance, because some of these people, they won't be around forever. And when you see stuff like this Mines of Moria, this guy ran 3 games. Oh, Vince says he set up in the Horticultural Hall right next to Tom Wom's table. That's wonderful. So that dungeon board game will be run at Dragon Days again. Dragon Fest Days in Lake Geneva. And then this Moria thing, he ran 3 different games. One was assaulting the front of Moria. It's a Goblin's Return to Moria scenario. They fight outside. It uses the War of the Rings battle game. So you've got all of those photos. There's lots more. You really gotta check my social medias. Facebook has the most of the 250 plus. So definitely go where you can to check that out. And here's Heidi and Eric's booth, their EggCon booth. They were there. Dragon Derby's their new game. Go look that up. That's exciting. They put a board game together, and it's wonderful. And then there's the big auction. They do these wonderful auctions every year. People donate items, other people buy them. That's how auctions work. And this year, I gotta find it. Where's the big, there it is. This is it. There it is. You can look down. That's in the big lobby lounge. This is from above. You can see all these people down there with their little paddles, waving that day. And there's some Gygaxes. They're always in attendance for that. They've got to be. They love it. And Yeah, they raised somewhere near $120,000 for Wisconsin Children's and Extra Life. So, they're doing the good work. Here's a picture of them holding up the giant check. Giant checks are always what you got to use, right? Children's Wisconsin Foundation, that's the name of it. And Extra Life. And yeah, definitely go and check those things out. I think they're absolutely a lot of fun to see the pictures after, and there's a lot of notations about what was going on and more details about the pictures and a lot more pictures. So forgive me if you're checking out this on audio only, if I didn't give you much of a show because I keep showing pictures. I tried to describe them to some degree, but I don't have 1,000 words for each one of them. That would be 250,000, 250 pictures, 1,000 words each. That'd be 250,000 words. I'd never squeeze that into a 10-minute video. 15-minute video? Well, you know the drill. Anyway, let's just say that's a wrap up for Gary Con, and we'll start gearing up toward Egg Con, which is the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th of July. Look for that on the web and also, on tabletop events where they run everything and where you can buy your badges. And eventually, once registration opens for events, you'll be able to pick your events up over there. That'll be pretty cool. In the meantime, come on by Lake Geneva Games. I'm there on Mondays, so, for now, kind of semi-retired, right? I'm not there all the time working the register. I do a lot of troubleshooting when things are going sideways and a helping hand is needed, or when some of the other guys need a little support, a little backup. I try to backstop them as best I can, and hopefully that helps. And we'll keep doing this. Jason says he'll take as many hours as he can for as long as I'll give him. So he knows my heart's in the right place, and I'm doing the best I can to help the store and keep a game store open in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And that's what it's all about, gaming in Lake Geneva. More on rules next week. What should we talk about, Vince, next week? Mike, what do you think? You got any suggestions from chunks of the Dungeon Master's Guide, or maybe from Player's Handbook? Maybe we should examine a monster or a group of monsters. My friend Anthony Miller does that over on page 121 often. And so it's always interesting. He likes looking at magic items too. He did one today on the helm, underwater helm. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. And of course, the Daddy Rolled a One, Martin Thomas, has a new video out as of yesterday. Go check that out too. Ooh, he'll think it over and let me know. Okay. Well, you can always pop suggestions in the notes, or PM me a suggestion if you like. That might be the easiest way to get my attention. And I will try to figure out if I can do a show around something and put something together. You know the format. You've seen me do shows before plenty of times. This is the 7th season. For gosh sakes, over 530 videos in the archive at this point. Go check some of those out. Don't go too far back though. They'll get a little crappy. my style and equipment and all makes the older ones bit of a chore to watch. So it's up to you. Check them out at your own risk. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for a lovely Gary Con. I had a great time playing with the GMs I played with, Kevin, CW. You were fantastic, and really, I loved doing Dragon Rampant, War of the Rings with Brett. That was fun, and Kevin Kabai's Lord of the Rings Chainmail. thank you all GMs for putting those together. Thanks to Luke, Pop, Garner, everybody who, the whole Gygax family, everybody who helped put this all together, and all the staff, and the Grand Geneva staff too. I mean, absolutely everybody made it a fantastic convention yet again. I don't know how they do it year after year. I've always had a great time. And I don't have no complaints. I mean, talk about making it easy. Brian and Pete at the front doing the valet service were fantastic. Take care of everybody, all your servers when you go to the Grand Geneva. Everybody who helps you out, make sure to give them a kind word. Be pleasant, tip well, all of those things. Anyway, let's call this show a wrap. We'll say this was the Gary Con XVIII Wrap-Up from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin on the OK Grognard Show. Show streams live on Twitch each Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central. Then it's archived on YouTube. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, all of that fun stuff. It's appreciated. You can also support the channel even at the free level on patreon.com and join such illustrious supporters as Tom Tullis of Fat Dragon Games, Carlos Lysing of Castle Entertainment, Heath Farndon of the End of D&D 20, Dave O'Brien, unauthorized user, Dethangel Shadow, Heidi and Eric Gygax Garland of Gaxland, Vince Ragusa of the Maroon Room, an excellent prog rock band, Daniel Caldwell of Griffin and Gargoyle, Martin Thomas of Daddy Rolled a One, a great YouTube channel, Christian Garcia, Stephanie Lesniewski-Gruchow, Cera Toppilopkus, Colin Szablewski, Sergeant Zeno, Bruiser, Nate Mosier, Rod Garcia, John Smith, and as always, Shane Bradley, DM Extraordinaire. This has been the OK Grognard Show at beautiful Lake Geneva. Thank you and bye-bye.